Good morning, South Africa, England, wherever you're traveling. I've traveled the world. I lived in Britain, several different places, Lakes District. I've lived in Holland. I've lived in USA. I've lived in Australia. I've lived in Japan. So Descanair. I want to talk to you about traveling and what you need. And imagine for a second you're packing for your life into this backpack. I want you to start feeling the weight of everything going into this backpack. Fill it up with things you think you need for a new life in New Zealand, a new life in Britain, a new life in Australia. Big things. The house you've always lived in, put that into the backpack. The car you've driven for 18 months because it's on lease. That massive new TV. You know, the air fryer. Put it into the backpack. All the smaller things. Various hair straightener, your hair curler, the hair blow dryer. Put things in there. Put all your shoes in there. I'm talking about you, Shelley. Shelley had so many shoes she could buy a house in South Africa. Seriously. Hey, hospice did well. No, I think she gave it to SPCA. Every little item that made your life comfortable. You're probably feeling overwhelmed right now. I was. December 2016. My son was going to, where was Louis off to? He was coming to New Zealand. I was shocked, but he spent a couple of weeks in Germany and came to New Zealand. Now he's back in Germany. I was overwhelmed. You know, I was overwhelmed. It's probably one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make in your life is moving to a new country. Seriously, it's right up there with perhaps getting married or a career to do. You know, it's probably a good fact, but you don't bring all that stuff you put into the backpack. Hey, this is your decision. You have to live with it. But in my view, a good decision not. Think about what you really need. You need your passport, essential documents, close certain bank accounts in South Africa, and ask them how to make sure you can access the internet in South Africa or change things from when you're in New Zealand or England or wherever. You need essential clothes for New Zealand. It's all baggage. It's weighing you down. Start a new chapter in your life. New Zealand, you'll find more opportunities. I've had the luxury, the honor of traveling with phenomenally successful business people and traveling and how light they travel. When you strip away all these excesses, you make room for new things, new friends, new adventures, new fresh perspectives of life. As you prepare for this move, ask yourself, what is really important? What will help you build a new life rather than hold you back? You can come to New Zealand just with this backpack. My beloved Tracy, as she was growing up, she was going first class trips around the world. She could take anything she wanted. And now she's got more humbler needs. More her finance, you know, the change of South Africa really affected her income. Her father's business disappeared. Like, poof. No longer box seats around the country, golf courses around the world. So my Tracy had to change her perspective. As I said, I traveled with people who are traveling the world with backpack. One guy had a backpack and his golf clubs. He had to have his golf clubs. You know, you do need to bring some things. Your baby's booties, you know, your photos. Bring memories, not things. 2008. With the giant crash around the world. I spoke to somebody, I said, I don't get it. And he was so surprised. Because I've lived my life with just this backpack. He was facing his house. We're talking at Windermere ShopRite Checkers. You know, the one inside the apartment block. We had an apartment upstairs. Beautiful place to live. And he was devastated. He's going facing financial ruin. Even in America, in South Africa. So what is really important? They are the things you bring to New Zealand. A good friend of mine from Kloof Vintage Car Club, he had a beautiful collection of 30 cars in South Africa. And he had a big Kloof house. And now he's got a humble house near Purua Bay, Whangarei. He's got a camper van, a nice one, and he's got his church. He plays guitar at the church. He talked to me about what was important in South Africa isn't important in New Zealand. Liberate yourself. I think Indians in Sanskrit, the word debt doesn't mean financial. It means, no, is it debt or mess? One of them means things which clutter your life. Get rid of the things that clutter your life. All right, you get a visa. Get rid of all the things. Hey, pets are important. Pets are important. So, a friend of mine contacted me urgently. He needed 4,000 New Zealand dollars, 40,000 rand, to clear his dogs through customs. I love pets. I don't have any pets at the moment. I love animals. Little doggies scratching on the window of this house. He needed $4,000 to bring his 2 dogs into the country. And he was having difficulty finding a place to rent in Whangarei because a lot of places don't want you to have dogs in their house. I think the government's changed that law, but that, you know, they can change as many laws, but if you don't get approved because you've got dogs, you know, think of what you need to bring from New Zealand to New Zealand. I mentioned a friend of mine, Shelley. She brought her cat out here, a very expensive Persian cat. It was old. It passed on a few months after it got into New Zealand. The trauma was too much for that cat. You know, Shelley has the money, and she has a New Zealand passport. She's like me. She lived in South Africa. She was a Kiwi by birth. So what you bring to New Zealand, my Tracy has a lovely, I'm an upholsterer by trade. Tracy has an extremely wonderful lounge suite. High quality, as I said, her parents were wealthy. But the furniture industry in New Zealand, everything's low cost from China and Indonesia and India. You know, I appreciate the furniture, but nobody else will. It's not an important thing in our life is to have that lounge suite and to pay for it, you know, to come to New Zealand. You know, the fridge, our fridge, the washing machine, do we need it? No, you can get them here. Hair dryers, you can get them here. You want to find people who speak South Afrikaans? On Saturday, visit the opportunity shops around New Zealand. You'll always see people shopping for clothes. Shop at opportunity shops, hospices. I'm a little bit political. I'm actually a lot political. I get annoyed and angry and I have to try to help people. I bought these pair of shoes. Polo. Pair of boots. $55. Now, I go door to door every day introducing myself because I wish to become mayor of this city. If I don't become mayor, I really wish to become MP for the city, but that's a hard job. Going door to door last week, a lady looked at my boots, and she said, and I didn't know what to say because sometimes less is said and better. She said, and I'm door knocking in a working class area. She said, very nice shoes. Now she's saying that I'm talking about social justice, but I'm wearing expensive shoes. I don't know. So, but what's important in South Africa is not important here. So try this. Put all your stuff back in a container before you ship it out. It's going to cost you 100 New Zealand dollars a month. Yeah, I don't know what it costs. I'll have to ask Tracy. $200 a month. Come out here with just a backpack. If you aren't desperately in need of any of those things in that container back in Ballito, in Norways, or in Epping, in Cape Town, if you don't need those things after 6 months, just give it to your domestic worker. Be liberated. Be liberated, come and enjoy New Zealand, unencumbered by other things. Subscribe. Ring the bell. I will teach you from my experience.